Hey, what's up, everybody? So I wanted to give the presentation on deploying a HashiCorp Vault cluster in 5 minutes. And this is the after party. My name is Evan Nidajadlo, and you can find me basically all around the internet. So my Twitter handle is the Nidajadlo. I occasionally tweet, but other than that, we can dive right into it. So I wanted to draw these slides based off of a game called SkiFree. So you might find this familiar. I thought it was kind of both festive and nostalgic at the same time. So so all of this is based off of a video called Deploy Production Ready Vault Cluster in AWS in 5 minutes. This is a beautiful video. It saved me a lot of time, educated me quite a bit. But the reality is, there's so much more to this than 5 minutes, and that's kind of what I'm diving into here. So to get right into it, what is HashiCorp Vault? To me, Vault is really a Swiss Army knife of secrets management at this point. So that's this at a high level. What are secrets? Secrets can be really whatever you want to define them as. It could be something like an API key, a password, DB connection string, these kinds of things. So moving along down the snow hill. So what we end up doing is we ended up deploying the cluster. You have a couple of different options here. More recently you have the HashiCorp Cloud private beta. So ideally you want an HA production ready cluster. So that can be accomplished in multiple ways: infrastructure as code, Terraform, CloudFormation. In our case, we chose CloudFormation, and this can be deployed on various public clouds, AWS, GCP, etc. So there's quite a bit that goes into this in itself. You have to design the cluster, and you have to identify backend storage and console or integrated storage. So there's as you can see, there's a lot of options here. Just to begin with. So moving right along. So now we have Vault running, and now it's party time. Or is it? So now we have a scary monster chasing us down the hill. So now we have to distribute the keys to the team. There's an entire process behind that as well. There's quite literally a ceremony that they have on the HashiCorp documentation that covers this, which is of course worth checking out. Then we need to hop into the break glass procedures over here, and really get a grasp on if our keys are compromised, or if his specific secrets are compromised, or whatever it might be. How do we address that? And then of course going over here is to enterprise or not to enterprise. That becomes one of the questions. And if you don't enterprise, can you replicate those features? So that's something to keep in mind there. And there's quite a few enterprise options with the HashiCorp Vault. Some of which is storage backup. So one of the things you have to keep in mind here is protecting those secrets, because what is Vault without the secrets itself? So that's one of the first things that I thought of is basically, if we have a bunch of secrets in Vault, what happens if they're removed or they're destroyed? How can we recover those in any way? So how can we make those highly available? So moving along, got a little monster still chasing us down this hill. Policies. So for those users, we have to identify policies and go with the approach of the principle of least privilege, which HashiCorp strongly encourages. That's how they essentially design Vault. So this includes user creation. So we have to think about that now. We have to think about teams. How are these users? How many users do we want in Vault to begin with? Which is a reality. What teams do we want? How do we name those teams? So quite a bit going on there. Moving along, we have to think about logs as well. So Vault, where we want logs, and we want to figure out who's accessing the system and how it's accessed. If it's suspicious activity and all of this. We have disaster recovery, so observability, on call, runbooks. So we have to think about all of that if we're managing all of this ourselves. And of course we have to think about the secret zero problem as well. So there's some more reading on that I included within the GitHub repo. Continuous integration, continuous deployment. So that's something to keep in mind as well. integrate your applications, so how to actually integrate your applications, so app role, etc., into Vault. And that's just a bit that you have to think about here. At least the majority is covered. And then we ran down the hill, skied down the hill, and realistically, like, the monster just wanted to give us a gift. So monster ended up being friendly after all. So yeah, thank you all. And here's my information where you can find me around online, and then all of the resources that were mentioned can be found in the GitHub repo. Thanks again.